Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.
Good evening, everyone. Thanks for joining us on your Friday. I'm Jeanelle Slade.
And I'm Russ Riesinger. Some big announcements from some prominent Montana politicians today.
Starting with gubernatorial candidate Mike Cooney, who announced his running mate today, and it happens to be a former rival.
Minority Leader Casey Schreiner of Great Falls, who until this month was running for governor himself, will join Cooney on the ticket.
Now, Cooney says Schreiner, who is 37 years old, is part of the, quote, next generation of Montana Democrats who will fight for the rights and privileges of Montana working families.
He also took a shot at the Democrats' potential rival for governor in the general election.
The people in this room and people all across the state know what will happen if Greg Gianforte and all the extremist Republican legislators he can buy control the governor's office. They will steal health care from Montanans. They will dismantle our public education system. They will privatize our public lands, and frankly, they'll bust our budget.
Cooney is one of two Democrats running for governor. The other is Whitney Williams. She plans to announce a running mate on Monday.
And three Republicans, including Gianforte, are also running. Gianforte is expected to announce his pick right here in Billings on Sunday night.
Republican Senator Steve Daines makes it official, filing for re-election today.
Yeah, no surprise there. He did so in Conrad, where his great-great-grandmother homesteaded nearly 5 generations ago. Senator Daines says it's been an honor serving the people of the state.
His Republican challenger in the race is Dan Larson, a hardware store manager out of Stevensville.
And another Republican throws his name in the hat for Montana's lone U.S. House seat in 2020.
Retired Army National Guard officer Mark McGinley of Dillon has filed. He currently works as an admissions counselor for the Montana Youth Challenge program.
He is the 5th Republican to file for the state's only U.S. House seat.
Well, the Democrats are making their final appeals before the critical South Carolina primary on Saturday. Former Vice President Joe Biden is expected to possibly pull out his first win there, while some candidates have already turned their focus to next week's big contests. Natalie Brandt has more from the Super Tuesday state of Virginia.
President Trump rallied his own supporters in South Carolina.
While we're building a great future, the radical left Democrats in Washington are trying to burn it all down.
I know you're ready for that Carolina sunrise where we put this presidency behind us.
While Democratic presidential hopefuls crisscross the state ahead of Saturday's Democratic primary.
Are you ready to fight back and elect the first woman to be president of the United States of America?
The last 60 national polls that have been done, Bernie beats Trump 56 out of 60 times.
Former Vice President Joe Biden is hoping to regain his footing in the Palmetto State, where a new poll shows him ahead of the field by 20 percentage points.
This nation isn't looking for a revolution, as some of my colleagues talk about. They're looking for progress.
Virginia is one of 14 states voting on Super Tuesday, which is why candidates have it on their list of campaign stops throughout the weekend.
It is time to cross the river of our divides to get to a higher plane in our politics.
One of my main concerns is having the country not go from far right to far left, and we need a middle ground again.
While Virginia voter Stafford Ward supports Amy Klobuchar, others waiting in line for Friday's event remain undecided.
Who is at the top of your list heading into Tuesday?
It's somewhere between Pete and Amy and Joe. I literally will probably walk in and do eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
It will also be billionaire Mike Bloomberg's first time on the ballot. He stumped Friday in the Super Tuesday state of Tennessee. More than 1,300 delegates will be up for grabs on March 3rd. Nearly 3 million early ballots have already been cast in California alone by Democrats, Republicans, and independents. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Falls Church, Virginia.
And former Vice President Joe Biden picked up another key endorsement today from Virginia Senator Tim Kaine. Now, Kaine was the vice presidential running mate of Hillary Clinton in the 2016 Democratic ticket.
The city of Billings will have a new way to pay water bills online, and that will soon lead to more information about those water bills. The city sent out a notice to those with recurring payments online. By next Friday, they will have to enroll in Invoice Cloud. That will also allow payments on cell phones. Later in March, Water Smart will allow access to information on usage and leaks with a possibility of text alerts. Water Smart and Invoice Cloud are part of the same system.
Invoice Cloud is an updated payment system for our water, sewer, and garbage customers. WaterSmart is pretty exciting. It's for our water customers that will allow them to really control their bill. Customers have been asking for this system, so we're really happy to roll it out.
Only those using recurring online payments receive notice of Invoice Cloud. The city will let everyone know about WaterSmart.
Well, turning now to weather with Q2 Chief Forecaster Bob McGuire. Bob, a little bit of rain tomorrow night, but other than that, a pretty nice weekend.
Well, yeah, you start if you include Friday as part of our weekend, which a lot of folks do. I know I do. 56 degrees today for our high temperature. But then we show you what's going to happen. We got a warm front moving in tomorrow, and that continues to sweep all across Montana east of the divide on Saturday. But by tomorrow morning, about 8 o'clock, a new cold front starts moving into the northwest. That cold front will continue to push all the way down towards the southern part of the state by 6 p.m. on Saturday night. And you'll notice right there, that's right around that cold front, that's where we see some scattered rain and snow showers moving into the Billings area. That's where we have our chance. Then after that, that whole thing kicks out of the way. Maybe a few leftover flurries on Sunday morning. It's just going to be a little cooler on Sunday. So here's how the temps will shake out. Look at this. It'll be 55 degrees on Saturday, down to 39 Sunday, 46 on Monday, but then 50 on Tuesday, Wednesday, and 53 on Thursday. And Friday, it's not up there, but I can tell you it's going to be like 61 degrees. It's a nice weekend ahead. We'll talk about that in a few more minutes.
All right, thanks so much, Bob.
In 2 months, 6 eagles found their way out of the skies and to treatment in Bozeman. All of the birds showing signs of lead poisoning. 3 of them had to be put down.
But volunteers say it's a relatively common and preventable issue that hurts more than just birds of prey. MTN's Cody Boyer has more.
These are the animals that are being overlooked.
To Jordan Spike and the volunteers at the Montana Raptor Conservation Center, this golden eagle is more than just the number that he's been given.
It's heartbreaking for me. These guys are keystone species. They're indicator species. They're one of the most important animals we have in our food chain.
He's one of 6 birds, each found suffering from lead poisoning.
Lead fragments are in the organs and stuff like that. The eagles come down and other raptors come down, scavenge off that, then ingest the lead.
And according to Spike, the problem doesn't just stop with eagles.
Lead affects a lot of other birds though too. It affects ducks and geese and swans.
Last week, the center looked into the bodies of at least 7 trumpeter swans found on the frozen surface of a lake between Belgrade and Manhattan. Spike says each was found loaded with lead. Montana Fish, Wildlife and Parks confirmed this and are investigating the situation further.
It could easily be avoided with the switch to non-lead ammunition. You know, if enough people get behind it, we can really make a difference.
4 of the eagles were bald eagles. 2 of them were golden eagles. Jordan says all it takes is a simple switch of ammunition.
Volunteer Kendra Dennis has worked closely with these eagles for 2 years. Dennis says the presence of an eagle means an ecosystem working at its best.
That means that there's growth for all their prey too that's being vitalized, and so it's just a healthy circle.
She hopes hunters heed the message because it all starts and ends with lead bullets.
I think the biggest thing is that there's going to be no change. If people aren't actually going to be willing to buy non-lead ammunition, then it's going to probably get worse before it gets better.
In Bozeman, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
Such beautiful birds there. 2 of those eagles, including that golden eagle, are recovering well, and the other eagle has already been released.
Coming up on your 10 o'clock news, coronavirus fears continue to impact Wall Street as the Trump administration maintains that the outbreak is under control.
Plus in sports, Scott is going to show us Harden's rock band, the gold standard for tournament basketball, and he'll also tell you which divisional teams will be playing for the championships.
You're watching MTN News with Jeanelle Slade and Russ Riesinger. Storm Tracker weather with Bob McGuire. And sports with Scott Breen. This is the 10 o'clock news on Q2, Montana's news leader.